2020 has made history. Between a worldwide pandemic and overwhelming social unrest, this lifetime has presented unprecedented times that have hit our families and communities to such a degree that our resilience has been tested beyond measure. But every day, we are responsible for carrying out the mission, vision, and core values for Georgia Hope. Part of that is to continue our connection to the legacy that's been created. But what we're doing means so much more than creating a lasting footprint in our communities. It's also about challenging ourselves to learn about other people's social experiences and taking a deep dive into who we are and what we value. At Georgia Hope, we celebrate the many layers of people's lived experiences and social identities. Our responsibility to each other and our clients is not to judge others' journeys, but rather uplift their values, highlight their strengths, and accept everyone wholeheartedly, unconditionally, and authentically for who they are. Welcome to Georgia Hope.
Georgia Hope is a privately held behavioral health company in Northwest Georgia. We are actually the largest privately held agency in Northwest Georgia.
From the beginning, we focused on providing services in the natural environment of our clients.
If you're meeting with the client and the best place to meet with them is on the curb in front of the laundromat, then we're going to do that.
We have a really cool opportunity to help clients in many, many different ways.
We have a psychiatrist where they can get medication. We have skills trainers, parent trainers.
A family of people that exists for the purpose of seeing others' lives get better.
It's like a family. It's really genuine like a family.
They really, really care, and it's transparent that they care.
It's the opportunity to help people. That's really what it comes down to, an opportunity to make a difference at work every day.
When I say that we're serving over 8,000 children and families, that's 8,000 children and families' lives and their neighbors and their aunts and their uncles and their teachers. And it's just quite humbling.
Mary and I met early in our careers, and we were friends first, and we were working with adults with mental illness in Tennessee, and then we both migrated down to Georgia.
I worked with children 0 to 3 and worked in all of Northwest Georgia, some very rural and underserved areas.
The company was founded in 2000 by Mary.
In the beginning, it really was just me. And I sort of jokingly tell the story that I was the receptionist and the bookkeeper and the therapist.
And I joined her maybe a couple of years later.
I remember we were at a meeting, the psychologist who did the training said, and then you roll back your chair and you ask this question. And she and I both looked at each other and thought, there is no chair, because we were sitting in the floor of our clients.
So when I came on with Mary, the agency was considerably smaller. We were working out of her home and quickly realized that we needed an office.
There were 4 full-time employees when I first came to work here.
I met Tanya Mary at an executive retreat. It was an instant connection. 2 weeks after I met them, they called me and said, we want to create a position for you. And that's how my journey started at Georgia Hope.
Our first partnership when the agency began was with DFACS, the Department of Family and Children's Services.
Georgia Hope provides an ability for us to treat the family.
So to be able to have somebody come in from the outside to kind of help build that rapport and gain that level of trust with the families, it's super important.
If you were to remove Georgia Hope from the families and Georgia Hope from the services they provide, it would be devastating. Our families depend on those services.
We just saw the need, and we're very passionate about what we do and the population that we serve. It just began from there, and because the need was there, it just continued to grow.
This organization has grown exponentially since I came here. Regardless of how large we get, we remain steadfast in our mission to remove barriers for our clients.
Georgia Hope has always been about making a way. That is a hallmark of our agency. We have always been about removing barriers for our clients.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Being able to figure out creatively ways
to serve the client, creative ways to ensure the staff has the support and the resources that they need.
We're constantly looking for opportunities in which we can remove barriers. We don't look at problems, we look at ways that we can overcome problems.
Being under social services is forever changing. We don't know what we're walking into.
I can't tell you how many times where the community would come to me and say, we have this need. It's something we've not ever done before, but we're gonna try to make a way to reach those people wherever they're at.
Sometimes it's therapy and behavior aids with clients, and sometimes it's just an overnight stay with a child that needs a place to stay for the night.
No matter what the situation, we care for you. To watch my providers go through that day in and day out, to really pour into these kids' lives, that is making a way.
They empower us to advocate for our client, no matter what it takes. We can actually change lives because we're changing the way that treatment's being given.
They're doing what is the newest and latest thing in this area. For example, telemedicine. I watched Georgia Hope push for telemedicine in Georgia, and to be able to provide telemedicine, that's essential. We have parts of the state that have absolutely no mental health providers for the uninsured or those who are insured by Medicaid.
The fact that we can serve people that don't have insurance in certain counties, and we just are making a way, that's my why.
The perseverance that they went with in order to make sure that those kids who otherwise weren't going to have those services got services was just really something.
Whether it's being able to say, here are some resources for case management for our clients, and then having all the different positions that we have. I was definitely surprised at the amount of services that they are able to provide. Literally any service that we need, we can call them and say, this may be a really odd request, but this is what we need. Can you guys do it? And they're like, well, yeah, absolutely, we can do it.
One of the things that Georgia Hope does that I absolutely love is that we hire people who are designated as certified peer specialists. And that means that they have had a diagnosable mental health or substance abuse issue in their past that they have dealt with and struggled through.
We are able to associate with others who have succeeded or failed in a similar manner that we have.
Peer support specialists, the qualification that we have, aside from our training, is that we have that same life experience. So we can literally relate and say, hey, I understand that, and I can show you how I got to where I am now.
It's not just, well, I assume this is what's going on. This is, I know what's happened in my situation, and so let me help you.
If I'm speaking to them and I can see they're a little shut down, by just stopping what I'm doing and saying, listen, I'm not judging at all. Let me tell you a little bit about me. This is what happened and where I came from. And at that point, they open up and it's a lot easier for them to start talking and get some help that they need.
Well, I have been trained as a peer support, and for me, being a peer support means that there was a time in my life where I didn't have hope and when I didn't see a future for myself. It means that I'm living proof that people can and do get better.
Having peer support is just another extra service, another team member that's advocating for our clients.
And make a way, of course, for our clients is going to them, seeing them in their home.
Recovery services at Georgia Hope are where we meet the client where they are.
A lot of clients aren't afforded the opportunity of counseling because they have no access to it. I love the fact that we could meet clients where they were at.
We come to their school, we come to their home in the community and help them on their journey for mental health or substance use.
When we're doing services in the field, less than 5% of our population doesn't show for their appointment because we're going out to them. So if community-based services didn't exist, if Georgia Hope didn't exist, those people would not get services.
That's why we go to our clients, because they don't always have the ability to come to us.
We try our best to work around their schedules. I work a lot of late evenings to make sure I don't pull kids out of school or I don't take families out of work because they need to be able to work in order to take care of their families. We're always trying to work with the clients versus having them figure out how to make it happen. We're trying to figure out how to make it happen for them.
Schedules are very flexible. When you do community-based work and you work with kids, your time kind of has to be structured the way that works best for you.
I feel like I can do the kind of job I want to do because I'm in charge of my own time and schedule.
We believe that being in the community allows us to see different aspects of our clients' lives that we otherwise wouldn't get to see.
When clients come into the office, it's really easy for them to put up a show or a demeanor, but to see them interact or engage in a natural environment, to see them in school or watch them interact with peers or their teachers or even their parents sometimes, it gives you a perspective that you wouldn't get any other way.
When you're in the office with a client, he's telling you about his world, and so it's filtered through his interpretation. But when you're in the home, you're actually seeing his world and some of the struggles that he might be up against.
As therapists, we look at that entire picture. It's not just what they say, it's what they do as well. So that's really, really important.
It's easier to get a more holistic perspective on treatment and what is best for the client when you're in their community versus when you are removed from that or when they're coming to you.
New therapists can feel comfortable as they're going into the community, maybe for the first time going into people's homes. Everyone's always eager to help each other.
Support is almost round the clock. It never stops. We have 24-hour support. Sometimes when you're driving late at night, working a case, everybody is a phone call away.
We have people from all different types of specialties.
I can't be an expert at everything. I'm really good with substance abuse, but there's other people that are really good with young kids. There's other people that are really good with families. There's people that are experts with trauma. So I got all these resources at my beck and call right in-house.
It's reassuring when I'm able to solve a problem, or if I don't know, I can easily reach out to a colleague and find a solution for the problem that they're having out in the field.
It's so different than what you grow up believing that mental health services are. You go to an office, you meet with a therapist. That's fine for a lot of adults, but when you're talking about families and children, being able to go into the home, work with those families, and work with them as a unit. Georgia Hope is focused on the child and the family and what they need, even if it's something very unique.
There's a difference between choosing to work for Georgia Hope and, say, choosing to be a private practice practitioner. When you work for an agency like Georgia Hope, you're committed to serving people who are in the greatest need.
The client as a whole, the agency as a whole. What is the best decisions that we can do for our agency to best support our clients, for our staff, for all the people that are providing this service? Because if we're not good, they're not good.
It would be irresponsible on my part as the CEO of this company to not know the actions and the thoughts and the experiences of our people. And for that reason, we make every effort to create an environment that our people feel valued and their voices are heard.
People want to know that they belong. They want to know that they're accepted. They want to know that they are valued. When they know that, when they sense that, when they feel that, they're committed to that. And then they serve the clients accordingly.
In an agency like ours, we redefine what an open door policy is in that we intentionally reach out to our people.
We do check-in calls. That's one of my favorite things that I get to do. I call employees from all over the entire agency just to see how they're doing. I love getting the opportunity to hear what's going well. I love the opportunity to hear about their challenges and brainstorm solutions with them. And the most amazing thing is we've gotten some of our best ideas from our staff.
We want to hear from our staff. We want to know what they think is working and what they don't think is working so well.
Oh my gosh, they're so open. They want to hear what your ideas are. We can go to the leadership and say, I don't like this. This doesn't work. Or let's do more of this. This is a great idea.
And we never, ever, ever stop asking, how can we improve? How can we improve your experience onboarding with us? How can we improve your experience here at the company? And the great thing about Georgia Hope is that when people give us the feedback, we use it.
We get surveys all the time. Hey, we want your input. Hey, what do you guys think about this? And for me, that shows that, man, the agency really does value what you say, what you think.
It's good for upper management so they know what people are experiencing out in the field or going through, and if they need to make changes with certain counties, case managers, what have you, they're able to do that by our feedback.
Anybody that's here in any type of leadership or management position started out providing direct services to clients.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for all of leadership at Georgia Hope, because even our owner was out in the field, in the homes, doing the exact same work that our people are doing now. And I feel that that is so relatable, and she actually understands what we do.
I really like to think of it more as the executive level. They are the pillars of the agency holding up other staff members who are doing the day-to-day work.
We look at our org chart as an inverted org chart where you have your management and your leadership sort of supporting pillars for the rest of our people. When we talk about bi-directional communication and input and having a voice, it really is coming from the top down, and the top meaning from our staff.
We like to keep an open communication with our fieldwork staff. If they understand the why, then the serving is a lot easier.
We're informed. They gave us the quarterly reports. We're able to see what's happening in the company. And for me, that's very encouraging because I never had that. It made me feel like you are a part of the bigger picture and we value you.
I didn't realize until coming to Georgia Hope how supportive a working environment could be.
We encourage self-care a lot. We want people to take care of themselves because if they can't take care of themselves, they can't take care of anyone else.
We do self-care activities agency-wide, encouraging staff to take care of themselves.
We do know that burnout is a real risk, and this is a very taxing position emotionally. So we do have those safeguards in place.
I know personally managers, if they see someone who's doing really late night emails or working really hard and we start to be concerned, we'll reach out to them and say, how are you taking care of yourself?
We also value people taking their time off, go on vacation, do the things that you need to do to relax and regenerate yourself.
The Georgia Hope differs from other agencies because of the support that we give our people. That is something that comes from leadership. We're constantly pouring into our people, and I feel like we all share the same passion. We want to help our clients.
We recognize that when you come to Georgia Hope, whether you are an extremely seasoned provider or you're fresh out of school, that this experience is difficult. It is challenging in so many ways. We make every effort to support our people.
It's not that we expect new employees to come knowing everything. They came because they're excited about doing the work, and we want people to shine through that process. And our training department will continue to help mold that by giving them in-depth orientation early on. We have coaches, or what we call mentors, that will help mentor them along the way, getting them started on their first cases, getting them out in the field to get used to being out and about. We have our team leads who continue to lead them after they're assigned to their specific team.
You want to find what is best for you. Though you may enter in at one position, maybe it is not the best, or maybe we can find other strengths.
I've been able to move from being hired as an assessor to then moving into therapy and working as a therapist. And then now I'm also working as a recruiting specialist.
I started here as a CSS in the field, and then I moved to a team lead position. After that, I was program manager, and then went to Director of Community-Based Services, and now Director of Recovery Services.
I started as a CSS, later became a team lead, moved into the role of program manager, and then became a director here at the agency. And I feel like I sort of grew up here at Georgia Hope, and I had so much support and so much encouragement.
I love that we get to hire people from the ground up.
We don't want people to come to Georgia Hope and feel like it's a job. So we really do everything we possibly can to create career paths here.
We have the wonderful opportunity to advance within. Employees know that coming in, if you start even part-time, you have an opportunity to work towards becoming a full-time employee, and then ultimately working up to becoming a specialist or a manager.
We like to get the people that we already have, people that we know are so good. We want to pull their strengths in and allow them to make a career here.
Whether it's management, administration, clinical, there's so many opportunities for personal and professional growth at Georgia Hope.
They want you to prevail and move up. They want to promote you. If you're doing a good job and you're putting in the work.
Having that as part of our culture, it really builds the camaraderie amongst employees where they work towards, I want to move up. I don't want to just stay in my same position.
I want to make sure that not only are services available to our families, I want the best services for our families. And I think that that is Georgia Hope.
Of course, other providers care, but do you feel that? Do you feel that they care? And I think that the answer for Georgia Hope is yes.
There is a genuine care and concern, which I have never felt before in any organization. I truly believe this organization was founded to care for individuals in the community and ensure that people who couldn't get care received care. If every mental health organization was like this, it would be so much better.
They worry about the families. When something's going on, they are quick to pick up the phone and say, hey, Brooke, this is going on. I'm really worried about what's going on with this family.
We work really hard not to lose focus of the great work that our people are doing and how challenging it can be.
It will never cease to amaze me, the amazing commitment of the people who work with us.
As I learned more about the company, how much they really cared about their employees, how much they really cared about their clients, I became more and more invested.
It's a wonderful agency.
I've never worked anywhere in my life that I have felt as much a part of the team as I feel here.
From day one, this has been my family.
Georgia Hope is a family environment. To me, it feels like home.
I feel every day like I want to do this.
Everything is captured in the word hope.
Hope is the key word. I think it gives people in the community a lot of hope.
We're helping the people who need it most.
I see a South Carolina Hope, a North Carolina Hope, a Tennessee Hope. I can't wait to see the growth in this organization because it's going to happen, because it's a good place to be.
I love it. Yeah, it's great.
To think that there are individuals, a lot of them, who love it too and who want to do the same things that Mary and I wanted to do in the beginning, value doesn't even cover how I feel about our staff.
Thank you. Thank you for choosing Georgia Hope. Thank you for having the heart that you do. We recognize you. We support you. We want you to succeed. And we're here. We're here for you.
Sometimes I stop in my track and I think, there are 100 people being served right now. And
it's overwhelming.
We get the joy of seeing people's lives change for good.
Greeting, take one.
Hi, I'm Nikki Raymond. I'm the CEO here at Georgia Hope. Welcome to Georgia Hope.
I think that at Georgia Hope, sorry, I looked at the camera. I think that
It's hard, isn't it?
I'm Megan Bauer and I get done.
That's right.
A dog?
What kind of dog would I be?
Like what breed?
I'd come back as a golden retriever.
The gray ones,
Oh,
the
like
gray.
hounds?
I'm not an animal lover.
I actually do know that Nikki doesn't like dogs. And I actually don't like Nikki because of that.
I think a dachshund.
The gray ones, the really big gray ones.
I've just always wanted a tail.
Greyhound. Greyhound.
I'll do that one. Greyhound.
Because the greyhound has a really tiny waist,
Yeah.
a real long snout.
Who doesn't want a tiny waist?
Okay.
I do. I want to be a greyhound.
That's a bus, actually. I don't want to be a bus.
If Nikki came back as a dog, what dog would she be?
I would say poodle.
she is a poodle all day long.
She's cute, she's petite, and can really just be huggy and lovey, but at the same time, got a great bite in there.
I would say more like a Dachshund.
Nikki would be a show dog because she's always on her A game.
Well, maybe because like Nikki's tall and Dachshunds are like
If they stood in the
long
right
and
place.
yeah, if they stood on two legs, they would kind of be tall.
She's best in show, without a doubt.
What's come to mind is that the dog is big.
She's gonna be big.
What did you say?
When I say big, she has a big presence, an influence, right?
I don't think Nikki's a dog.
She's not a dog.
Nikki is maybe a lion? That's kind of like a dog. I mean, they have
No,
the
it's
same.
not anything at all like that.
Nikki would be a llama.
Llamas are mean.
They are mean.
You think I'm a llama?
No.
And I think they spit. I feel like I spit. Did you get that?
All right, here we go.